Anyone interested in leading golems? I could do it, but my voice is not 100%. Okay, since we're all shy people here, I guess I'll be doing it. Welcome to Golems. This is half of the Alliance will be here. This is a puzzle encounter, unlike the rest of the instance where we fight actual bosses here, we're doing something a little bit different. What we want to do is kill bicolor golems on the four pads in the four rooms to our north. If you look in those rooms, you'll see that each room has a pad in the middle of it with a different color. There's a blue one, a white one, a green one, and a red one. And we want to kill a bicolor golem of the same color on that pad. It doesn't have to be at the same time. It can be at any point. But as soon as one is killed on a pad, all the other bicolor golems get a damage up buff, so which is not that big a deal. That's the primary objective. Let's do some role assignments, and then I'll go into what those roles do, and then I'll go into what we, how we'll resolve that mechanic. So we have a tank on three of the golems. I think we only have four tanks, so unfortunately, the fourth tank, whoever that is, I think that's Shrikey. We'll have to draft you into service, but it's not hard. Don't worry. The golem that has been left over is probably the easiest one. So Shrikey, if you don't mind, could you come over to this southern blue golem here, where I'm jumping? Yeah, there you go. Okay, so yeah, just before I forget, tanks, turn all your stances on, and then I'll explain what the tanks will be doing. So each of these tanks is on top of a pile of rocks. You'll note the two colors of the piles of rocks are blue and green. You'll also note in the rooms above that there's more than just blue and green pads. So the way we are able to kill a bicolor golem of a different color besides blue and green is that, fortunate for us, these golems will change color. They do that with a cast called Metamorphose. That happens every once in a while. And the blues will turn white, the greens will turn red, and they'll actually continue cycling through the whole cycle if we don't do it right. But ideally, two of these will never have a metamorphose cast succeed, and two of them will have only one, and then we'll have the right configuration. So the way we do it on Crystal is, so Shrikey, you'll be responsible for the blue golem, which is the southwest room. You're on the south golem here. As soon as the door opens here, these rocks will turn into golems. You'll have to wait a bit before they're targetable, but as soon as they're targetable, each tank will want to attack the golem they're responsible for. So Shrikey, you're responsible for the south west golem. That'll be the blue golem. You'll be taking the golem from down here into that room. That's it. And then waiting on the pad, making sure the golem's on the pad. At some point, both blue tanks will receive a Bleed Buster AoE, so you'll get the scary AoE indicator on you. You can't avoid it. It's going to stick on you. Don't move. If you move around, you probably get someone killed, so just eat it. And then the healer who will assign to you will be responsible for assuming you. So we have a healer Garbor here. Can we get a healer for MBO? This is a very simple job. All you have to do is do Asuna when I tell you. That Rosa there, great. And then Lorianne, do you need a healer, Lorianne?
I should be fine.
Okay. Okay, but yeah, just so Lorianne will be in the northeast room, so I'll hopefully keep an eye on it.
Oh, sorry, Eric. I thought it was northwest.
Yeah. So yeah. So usually, as far as I understand, I think Crystal just swaps northwest and southeast. The golems on the or yeah. So can we get another healer to help out? Unless you want to be the red golem, and then we can swap you with William.
I can be the red golem tank.
Yeah, William, were you expecting to be the red golem, or were you hoping to be the green golem?
Yes, I want to kite him.
Okay, so Lorian and William, please switch, and then Mikan also switch. So you two appear to switch your golems. I mean, it doesn't matter. You can always just go whichever room you want to go into, but I'm just trying to encourage how Crystal does it. So William, if you wouldn't mind moving to this northern green golem here, just for the setup purposes. Okay, I'll circle back to that. Okay. Oh, wait, I saved movement. If you wouldn't mind sitting on this northern green golem here, just to indicate you'll be taking this green golem to the northeast room. That's all. Okay, so moving on. So we talked about the blue golem. The MBO, you're the white golem, so you'll be going to the southeast room. You'll wait for the first Metamorphose cast to go through. Do not interrupt that. But as soon as that one has gone through, all subsequent Metamorphose casts you want to interrupt. As a general guideline for the tanks, if you need to know whether you need to interrupt or not, oh, William. Okay, watching the video. Okay, if you need to know whether to interrupt or not, look at the room you're in. Look at the color of the pattern you're in. Look at the color of your golem. If they match, interrupt. That's your heuristic. It shouldn't be too hard, I hope. Okay, so MBO, that's your role. Do you understand your role? You just give it a jump. Great. Okay. Then let's go to William here. So William, you'll be in the northeast room. You'll be this golem will start green. It'll stay. You want to keep it green the whole time. So just interrupt every metamorphose cast. Lorianne, you know what you're doing, but just for everyone else's interest, Lorianne will be taking the green golem. That'll turn red. And then once it turns red, a tether will attach to Lorianne, at which point Lorianne will do their best to avoid it, but then also managing to interrupt. So, and then we'll eventually kill it. Okay, so that's the tanks. Healers, you'll just be responsible for Asuning, the blue one specifically, Asuna. The other healers, you Kololo, are you volunteering to interrupt? I don't know if the Florian prefers interrupter or not. Do you have a preference, Lorianne?
I can do it alone, but
Oh,
you can interrupt for me.
okay. Yeah. Allow just interrupt. So, okay, and then for one for you, you allow. Make sure you do not attack the green golem while it's still green. Do not attack the red golem until you see a tether from the red golem to Lorianne. Because it's very easy for a physical range to initiate combat, and it'll keep auto attacking, and then you'll end up getting the tether, and then you'll probably end up dying. Okay. So those are the tanks. Everyone else. We do want a north and south. So it looks like Val, it's volunteer south. Can I just have any random DPS? Ideally, someone with maybe some fortitude raised, but it doesn't have to be. Come to C. It's a very simple job. Any volunteers? I guess I could do that. Yeah, maybe I'll just do that. But I am percepting, but I can do that as well. I'll do that. Okay. So those are the special roles. Then everyone else, in this clump here, you'll be going from room to room, killing the golems in that room. The kill order is we'll kill the one in the blue room first, then the white room, then the green room, then the red room. But sometimes if things go wrong, like if metamorphosis gets missed, we might have to switch rooms. So I'll call that out. There are, just like on the slime side, there's traps here. I've already pre-percepted them. They're both north. So the two southern tanks, you're free to go into your rooms. The two northern tanks, just wait. I'll do my best to get those percepts. I'm doing the percepts, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Any questions? We do have time. Usually slime takes a while to talk things through. So right now, Opal's explaining that the equivalent fun puzzle mechanic on the other side, slimes. So we do have time to chit chat if anyone has any questions. Yeah, I'm just looking. I don't see any questions. There's no. Opal will probably say multiple times on this run that there's no stupid questions. So I want to get you in the same mindset of don't being embarrassed. What is it? Probably our side. It can happen. It's rarer. So Golem side is easier than Slimes. But Opal, for whatever reason, is very good at explaining Slimes to new people. So I've seen Opal more often than not one-shot Slimes. So I would not be surprised with either outcome. Either they wipe and then we have to restart over. I'd be slightly surprised if we wipe. If we wipe, I probably had a stroke and I stopped saying things, or I said completely wrong things. While we're waiting, I guess I could show people how traps works. Oh, all the waymarks are used, so I'm not gonna. Oh, yeah, because we have C and D here. Okay, I'll move one of the C's. So the trap. There's 3 traps in this encounter. There'll be always one in the hallway. So this is Oops, I can't reach there. If I jump, I can't reach. So in the hallway, you see there's a line in the middle of the hallway. There's a trap in one of 3 possible spots there. There's a trap we know now that the 2 northern rooms, but that can be any 4 rooms. We can usually determine that. And those traps can be in one of these 2 positions. If you come over to the southwest room, I'm putting down waymarks where those traps might. It's kind of hard to reach. I can't really. There we go. Okay, so the traps can be in those 2 positions. So as a perceptor, I'm just going and trying to identify where those are. I'll start with the middle, and then I'll do the 2 northern rooms probably. But that's, and then hopefully I remember that I am the northern soldier tank. I'll just shall I just do ready checks, and then I'll send golems ready. So that I hate if they're waiting for us. I also don't like to say golems ready too early because I feel like I don't it won't affect Opal, but I know it could put pressure on the other side. Like, oh no, the golem's ready, we gotta hurry up. E ready, F ready, D ready. Okay, I'm gonna give a golems ready. Yeah, and then as Lorianne said, there's a 5-minute AFK kick timer, so just make sure you're constantly moving, doing something in your thing. That you get a warning in game. So it's usually something that affects veterans who tend to zone out. Oh, okay. It says Opal DC'd. Okay, let me think. Anything else I can share about this encounter? Oh yes, so the white golem it will cast compaction once it gets below 30% health, at which point we want to burst it. We have enough people that we shouldn't have to do anything too special to make sure, but just as we're attacking the white golem, just be mindful, don't use any of like your interesting attacks until it's below 30%, and then kind of just use a little bit of your gauge, if not all your gauge, because you should have time to build up the gauge again before the end of the counter to kill it off. If we don't kill it, after if it finishes the compaction cast, which starts when it gets below 30% health, then it will recover its hit points, and we just have to do it again. That's usually not a problem with this many people. There'll also be, I'm basically sharing any information I have just in the interest of filling the time. There's going to be ruins golems spawning north and south. So Valagnar will be attacking the southern one. I'll be attacking the northern one. Those use tether aggro as well, just like the red golem, where it'll maintain aggro to whoever attacks it first, and it'll be visually shown with a tether. And they don't do very much damage, but as we're going, I'll hopefully give indicators to heal the northern and southern folks. They do cast later on in the enrage version of this encounter. They cast a demolish spell, which we will need to interrupt, otherwise we'll accumulate, or we'll need to stun, otherwise we'll accumulate ruin stacks and then die. That's also not too challenging, but that is the enrage for this encounter. The enrage meaning if we kill these golems before Slime's side, we'll face in the enrage. And similarly, if Slime kills their encounter before we finish, they have another rage, which is actually much easier than ours. And the actual enrage is in 5 minutes. We have 5 minutes to do this entire encounter. Slime's ready. Okay. Okay, so we'll be starting shortly. Traps are both north. Yeah, tanks, make sure your sandstar. Let me just double check everyone. Okay, countdown's going off. Tanks look good. Yeah, tanks, remember to wait on top of your pile of rubble for them to assemble. It takes a bit for them to assemble, then do a provoke or a range attack. And then you can make your way through the hallway. Just be mindful there's a trap in the middle of the hallway in the 2 northern rooms. Unless I pre-percepted incorrectly. And everyone else, you can chill until I say so. So opening the door now. Okay, northeast room's not percepted yet. Please wait on northeast room. Okay, all traps percepted. Okay, so everyone should be killing the blue golems. Okay, bleed buster coming out. Healers be ready. Healers, Asuna your tanks. Okay, go to the white room. Interrupt if necessary. Okay, you guys do a good job. Okay, remember when the white one gets to below 30%, it'll cast compaction. Just do damage. I can't really see the health from here, but hopefully it'll work out. Okay, great. Go to the green room. Yeah, work on the whole help on the whole golems on the way to the green room. Interrupted. Yep, interrupted. Good. Okay, work on the green. Be mindful of the trap in the green room is right by the door. Okay, go to the red room and get the red room down to around 25%. No dots on the red one, please. Okay, get it around 20% and stop doing damage. And then we're gonna wait until 20%. Yeah, stop doing damage on red. I'll say you shot 3 of 4. Again, and work on golems. Work on the hallway golems. And as soon as slime tells us ruptured, then we're gonna kill the red on the pad. Ruppies. Okay, come back to the red room. Get it. Wait until it gets close to the pad. Yeah, wait. Interrupt. Okay, and yeah, wait for Lorian to get it onto the pad, and then invuln, and then okay, kill it on the pad, please. Kill it on the pad. Okay, we did everything perfectly. Excellent job, everyone. Okay, stay. Don't leave yet. Stay. The ruin golems will be spawning rapidly. We want to stay and kill them, and then stun the demolish casts. So just bring the ruins golems to the middle if we can, and then so we can AO him down, and then okay, everything's perfect. Alrighty, I'll be quiet for the rest of the run. You have move up the one VC channel. I lied about being quiet.